Going to get started. Apologize for being a few minutes late. We're waiting for one of our speakers who's parking and should be here momentarily. My name is Matt Schlobohm with the Maine AFL-CIO. Thank you all for being here today. These are tough economic times in Maine. Maine people are struggling. More than 100,000 Mainers are unemployed or underemployed right now. More than 100,000 people. We all know these people. They're our friends, our neighbors, our family. In this rough economy, it's more important than ever that legislators keep working people and jobs as the priority. We are here today, on the first day of the legislative session, to ask legislators and the governor to keep working people at the front of their minds this legislative session and to focus on creating jobs, not attacking working families. Last legislative session, we saw far too many unproductive attacks on the very heart of our economy, Maine workers. Nothing good comes from attacking workers. It doesn't create more jobs. It doesn't lead to more productivity. It doesn't jumpstart our economy. It just takes us in the wrong direction and sets Maine back. Maine people send their representatives here to improve our economy, not to make it harder for working people to make a decent living. We are hopeful that legislators will make working families and jobs the priority this session, but we are very concerned about a number of legislative proposals that would make it harder for working people to make ends meet. Specifically, we are concerned about legislative proposals to gut the workers' compensation system that would harm injured workers, undermine their basic rights, and make it very hard for them to be made whole, LD 1571. We're concerned about proposals to weaken the unemployment system at a time when Maine families need it most, LD 1725. We're concerned about legislation that would undermine workers' organizations and make it more difficult to bargain for a better life, LD 309, and we're concerned about this proposed supplemental budget, which would have a devastating impact on seniors, the sick, the young, working families, and also kill jobs and cost shift onto those with insurance. Working people have worked for decades to create systems that provide the most basic level of economic security and protection, especially in tough times. We've worked to create systems like a functional workers' compensation system if a worker gets injured on the job, an unemployment insurance system if someone loses a job through no fault of their own, a system of collective bargaining so that workers can have a voice on the job and bargain for a better life, and a public health insurance system to ensure that seniors, the sick, and working families have a basic right to health care. This legislative session, there's an effort to dismantle these basic systems that provide the most basic economic security to working families in our state. And once again, dismantling and weakening those systems will do nothing to create jobs. We will be working hard to defeat these proposals, and we hope legislators will join us and focus on Maine priorities. On the first day of this session, we ask legislators and the governor to keep all of the hardworking men and women of this state at the forefront of their minds in this session and to focus on rebuilding our economy, not attacking working families. We'll hear from several speakers who have direct impact of the challenges of this economy, and then we'll deliver postcards signed from nearly 1,000 Maine people to the governor's office asking him to focus on jobs and focusing on shared priorities. With that, I'll hand it over to Tim Boynton.